You what? It's right here in the garden. Might as well get shooting them. Roll titles. Well, hi YouTube, Brian James at Micro Four Thirds Guy with you once again. And I was sitting here, I'm in my garden out here in the sunny island of Cyprus, and I was sitting having breakfast this morning thinking about where I was going to go today, because I wanted to go and take some photographs. But I've got a gig tonight and I'm really in a tired mode. I didn't fancy travelling far, and I thought, well, where should I take some photographs? I had a suggestion about going to the zoo, but I didn't fancy traipsing all the way around the zoo to take a couple of photographs today. It's too hot, it's too tiring. So I was thinking, what should I take photographs of? What can I take photographs of? What's going to inspire me to go and take a photograph? And then I looked across to the garden wall and I saw a lizard. I've seen the lizards every morning. And I thought, I wonder if the lizard's got an idea. I asked him, he said no. But then I thought, actually, the lizard is the idea. So I went and got my camera, put my 300mm lens on so I could sit comfortably at a distance and not disturb them. So I don't have a macro lens, anything out here to get really close up. So I sat with the 300mm lens on 300mm, and I just sat on my garden wall, taking photographs of some of the flowers and the lizards, the little chiff-chaffs. And I had got a really good subject to take without doing any real legwork, without having to do any of the hard work. All I had to do was sit in my garden and take the things on my own doorstep. Now I know if you're in the wintry climes, or the less sunny climes, should I say, of the UK, then finding lizards on your doorstep isn't quite as practical as it is maybe out here. If you're up in the north of America, it might not be so practical. But that doesn't matter. I've looked at what was in my own garden. I just opened my eyes and I looked around. And I'm going to put some of those photographs at the end for you to see. They're not terrific, but it was a nice, enjoyable half an hour sitting waiting for the next lizard to come out with my camera ready. As soon as I saw lizards, switch it on, take a few photos, and then switch it off as they scuttled away, and I waited for the next one. So what's in your garden? Have you got some interesting things? Or have you got some things which would be interesting if you opened your eyes to see them? Because I've been here, what, 2 months now? And I've watched the lizards every morning, but I've never thought of taking a photograph of them until today. So have you got a whole load of stuff in your garden which is going to give you great photographic ideas? Open your eyes, take a look, see what's there. Now if you're enjoying this video, before I show you the photographs, please give me a subscribe. It costs you nothing to do, it costs absolutely nothing. So hit the subscribe button, give me a big thumbs up to like, and while you're down there, hit the little bell and tick the all button so that you get more and more notification whenever I upload a video to this channel. And I'd like to thank the almost 13,000 subscribers I already have, but I'd like to get it up a little bit more. I'm very close to 13,000. I'm a few away, so if you haven't subscribed, please do consider it. Almost 70% of the people who watch this channel aren't subscribers. Anyway, the other thing is, if you're down there and you want to become one of my Patreon patrons, then there's a link below. And also if you want to buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Brian James. That, as a one-off support for the channel, is really, really appreciated. Anyway, back to the gardens. What have we got in gardens? Well, I know in the UK we used to have a whole load of insect life. You always find some spiders and even worms. A worm can be a photographic triumph if you can get it right, if you can make it look good in its own environment. And of course you are shooting animals in their own environment. It might not seem sort of like a jungle, but to a caterpillar or to a lizard in my garden, it is a jungle. It's their living environment. So it's a great one to get shots of natural shots of animals in their own little habitat. There's also other things, as I say, you'll find there's a couple of shots of flowers and things that I take here. We've got some lovely flowers sitting on the trees behind. And I've taken some nice close-ups of them with the 300mm lens. Now, just for those who like to know the figures, I started shooting about f5.6, which is fully open at 300mm on that 100 to 300mm Mark I Lumix zoom lens. But I did find that at that distance, with that amount of zoom, the depth of field was very, very shallow. So that you couldn't actually see the back end of the lizard properly compared to the front. even at 5.6. Remember, you get a compression, you get a flattening of the depth of field very severely with a long lens. So I opened it to about f8. I was shooting about 2000 per second, and I had it on about ISO, I think it was about ISO 400, because we got a little bit of shade here, and also there was some shade around by the wall. So although it was bright and sunny, I had to open it up a little bit insofar as the ISO to be able to get the speeds fast enough to catch these little critters, because they're fast. Anyway, have a look at the end. Here's a few of the photographs I took this morning. Nothing special, as I say, but it was a really enjoyable session. And consider taking your camera out into your own back garden. You've got no idea what you might find there, but it'll be fun. Anyway, till the next time, keep on having fun with your photography, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep watching. Bye.